Alright, so yesterday we had cleared out Neptunia Riders versus Dogus, and I did say that the next game was going to be Amnesia the Dark Descent. I decided after that that the game, being in more horror leaning, I figured it'd be a lot better if I just moved that off to the October playlist, the Halloween playlist, and we move on to something else. So, got two games lined up. Got this one that we're going to be doing right now, which is Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, and the next game that I will not be announcing until either I drop this or I complete this. So without any other further delay, let us go ahead and get started, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, here we go. First case. Let's just make sure we get this going so we can save. This is the return to the title screen. I'm assuming this is to quit the game. Settings, text log. Blue spells and profiles. Alright, here we go.
Objection!
Objection!
Ruby Timora. Well, I'll give this game credit. At least I got Breath and Breathe right so far. So we've been looking for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Supposedly he's been a voice of dissidence against King Olivier for the last few decades. With the enthusiasm of a starving vulture with a smile on his face. Yeah, that sounds about right. A Cornhaven merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside a shop. It's suspiciously empty. You started an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence, and once you run out, you will lose the argument. Hold on, I'm taking a screenshot of that. Gotta admit though, I'm liking the song. I'm liking the music. freely trade organic products. Presenting during arguments. For certain claims, you will need to present a piece of evidence to refute. To proceed, present a piece of evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim. This juice is worth far more than what I am offering. Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you will need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts something in your notes. Intuition. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts their claim. And empathy, choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim. Okay, this is an interesting little spin here. So in this case, it should be intuition, right? Argument 1. The Kingdom of Wyvern Guard, established several centuries ago by the 7 High Archmages. Linhart McCoy. Celeste McCoy. Oh, I get it now. Like the one fucking opening that you never ever fucking do in chess. And I know exactly what they did too. That is the fool's mate. Is it 4 moves this time? Yep. Stalin's mate. blasphemy is this? I'm sorry, but she's clearly in the wrong here. Jess is superior. Wow, that was creepy. I mean, damn, man, I know you got your ass kicked in the argument, but you don't have to be the dick. Motive for murder. Alright, let's see how this is gonna play. Hang on one second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Very sorry about that. Wait, okay, so she's still being processed in the prison, and the trial is going to start within the next hour? What type of fucking system is this? I get that this is like meant to be Ace Attorney, like an Ace Attorney spinoff where trials are meant to be very speedy and fast, but this is pushing it, even for me. Like, god damn. The attorney's rune stone allows you to take pictures of the crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them. Actually, damn it. Alright, tell you what. Hold that thought. I'll be right back again. Okay, I'm back. Or white. Arya's Steelwind. Okay, I'm noticing that while they are utilizing, you know, sprites and other 2D artwork for this, I am noticing that, there is like a black line on the screen that I think is meant to be like the very top of the area of the artwork. I don't know why that's there. Alright, that's our first contradiction. Addition. You are cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement they made and find the statement that contradicts a clue, a spell, or a profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present button and present the contradicting evidence to move forward.
Objection!
Yeah, we're just gonna make that quick.
Objection!
It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. That defendant over there, her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. Thinking spell would have to be it, but I don't have shit for under spells. During cross-examinations, you can press statements to acquire more information. We get this from Ace Attorney, so we're just gonna move on. Oh, there's no hold it? Come on. As we'll soon see, that will not be the case, Knight White. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Killed him with the stab from the front, yet the autopsy report says stab from behind.
Objection!
Or if you really wanted to ensure a conviction, you don't fucking hide shit. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created.
Objection!
You were kind of getting a little careless, Defense. Doesn't matter. If it wasn't her, then we still gotta go through the process and find her innocent, don't we? Okay, I think y'all are just, like, willingly overlooking some key points here. That has got to be the shortest fucking trial day I have ever had. Okay, so this has to be the spell, and there are very specific details. The school, or rather the type of spell, transmutation. The incantation, which again is another factor that could play into the test, the cross-examination. Gestures, how long it usually takes, so time will play a factor, and whether or not there can't be any distractions here. For the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through material, while under the effects, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target must be no larger than a 5-foot cube. I mean, really? That prosecutor was kind of like Pain. In fact, I say they were even more basic than Pain. Wait, hold on. She's just starting out as a prosecutor too? Excuse me? Yeah. At least not at the same trial. trying to see how this is going to work, though. It definitely seems like this has a better indicator than the look function for the Ace Attorney games, or at least the mainline ones. Okay, it seems like it's getting in the way. Alright, interesting. Okay, so the only other issue that I'm having now that I'm seeing this is that, yeah, the option to save the game and all that is available here, but this also does get in the way of your bar when you get into an argument. So Really? Okay. Sorry about that. I was distracted with something else. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm also sorry if I was taking like a, brief pauses and all that. I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum in this game. Gary, you little bastard. This dude is just a prick that wants to keep his power. Hey, I thought I had her frickin'... Okay. Jolene McCoy. Glenhart's sister died during an accident involving Garrick Pierce and his magic. Ever since then, he has hated magic and the mages who wield them. I like how they also have a particular label for 5 square feet. No, you definitely thought it, but she didn't actually say it. Let's see. That's not true. Take that. Alright. Now we get to the moment where we flash back to the start. Here we go. Reese Reginald Rudolph. I'm not scared, boy. Bring it. Here we go. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. Worried that something was missed, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There, I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She had stabbed Phil McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. She removed her sword from Flintheart's back, and as he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front. She soon realized that I had witnessed her heinous crime. She let the body fall to the ground and fled the scene. Let me cross-examine his bitch ass first, then we'll determine the truth. Who was the passenger in your carriage? Ah, well... The identity of the passenger is irrelevant. This witness is the one who actually observed the crime as it occurred. If there was another person at the scene, they may also have crucial testimony. The passenger is under no obligation to testify before the court, and the current witness's account of the events is more than adequate. I agree. I see no reason for Mr. Rudolph to disclose the identity of their client. The defense must present a more valid reason to do so. You are 80 years old. Oh my god. I'm assuming this disturbance was the argument between my client and her father. Yes, I heard two voices, one young female and one gruff male. Presumably, these were the voices of Celeste and Flintheart McCoy. What did you do after hearing the disturbance, Mr. Rudolph? You stopped your carriage in the middle of a job? That seems pretty abnormal for a carriage driver. What did your passenger think of this? He had no quarrel with it. What kind of passenger will be okay with stopping mid-drive? The passenger's thoughts in the matter are irrelevant to his testimony, unless you have any hard evidence to prove otherwise. Now then, please tell us what you saw in the establishment, Mr. Rudolph. You sound certain that you saw my client and the victim. How are you so sure it was them? Flintheart McCoy and his daughter were well known around within the town. Flintheart made himself quite known in the region through his social activism. A young Celeste dresses in a manner that is far wealthier than the townsfolk of Cornhaven. Do you live in the same town as the McCoys? How would you know about this? I don't live there, but my work brings me there quite frequently. The witness's place of residence has no bearing on his testimony. What matters is that he was there when the murder occurred. So you're saying that my client stabbed him twice with her sword? Yes, that's exactly what I saw. But there's only one visible wound on the body. If what you say is true, then that means she stabbed him through the same wound. Isn't that extremely improbable? Improbable, but not impossible. It is strange, I'll give you that. But nevertheless, that is what the witness saw happen. And you let her get away? I'm just a simple carriage driver. I have no way of combating an armed assailant. The witness also saw the defendant using magic. Did you honestly expect a chauffeur to subdue an armed mercenary? You suppose she has a point there. Stop! Artificial devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. Come on, try me! I remember now. Yesterday, it was revealed that Flintheart was skilled using magic. I must have seen Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Magic Blade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow that I saw must have been created by the Mage Blade. Alright, we're gonna make this quick.
Objection!
And stop. That her fucking, the only spell that she has could not have emitted the blue glow. It can only emit yellow. She only knows one fucking spell, that's it. So she could not have been the fucking murderer. Bullshit! Yeah, get the fuck out of here, boy. Oh. Yeah, no you're not. At least not for the perjury, but I will get your fucking ass on murder. Let's go. On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. That is when I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with her sword. That seems like a strange way to pass the time. Now did you believe it for a second? The witness's eccentricities are beside the point. What matters is that he was clearly at the scene. I wouldn't quite put it that way, but nevertheless. I'm guessing this commotion was the argument between my client and the victim? One would conclude that, yes. As we all know, both of them became quite loud during their argument. It's not unreasonable to say that the witness heard them from his carriage. Eric Pierce claims to have witnessed the murder from the W marker, but that's impossible, as he wouldn't have had any proper lighting. So you used Alright. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what my driver saw. I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all. If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail a part of his testimony earlier. But anyways, which spell did you use to eliminate the crime scene? It was the Conjure Light spell. Oh, okay, so the duration, I thought it was like the time that it... Okay. For the duration of a spell, a mode of magical light appears in the caster's hand. The color of the light is chosen by the caster. It can't be changed at will for the spell's duration. The mode of this light provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. Well, that would explain... That would explain the map, though. Which is right here. 1, 2, 3. Not happening. Your Honor, the witness used magic at the crime scene, and I'd like for his spell compendium to be added to the court record. I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy over a trivial elimination spell. I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to requisition the witness's spell compendium. Right you are, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly befitting of your station. Oh, shut up.
Objection!
And here we go. Bullshit. He definitely wasn't at the entrance, because if he said, because again, with the fast spell, and based on his testimony as to where he was, just at the entrance, he'd be out of range. Okay, now we're just getting straight into the point. And like, now we're just getting straight into it. You idiot. Spell compendium. It contains the formulas for the following spell. Prestidigitation. Conjure light, conjure water, frost wave, and shape liquid. Invocation. Snap the fingers. Duration is indefinite. Creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. What? Why? What use does this do? Acquio. Causes water to magically flow out of the caster's hand. Will flow for as long as the caster maintains concentration on the spell. Anything caught within range is hit with a blast of extremely cold air. Liquid's hit will be immediately frozen, and organic life will immediately enter stages of hypothermia. Big Aqua. Transmutation. Shape liquid. While concentrating on this spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current shape. While frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt. I don't like how simple this is compared to Ace Attorney, but I am loving this guy getting knocked off his fucking high horse. Well, not until everything has been heard in this, if I am hearing this or understanding this correctly. While there is another suspect, we can't just simply say you're off the hook here, at least, again, interpreting this process. However, the court will be suspending the trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice. That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible suspect.
Objection!
Alright, what you got? Was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. I'm gonna look over that shit myself. The only two that I can see that are transmutation based is Shape Liquid and Frostwave. Time for the argument. I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We are here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. That girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. I'm liking this music though. Are you really doing this now? And how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified that you only took a single step inside the inn. But you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client with conjure light. This again? If you're going to keep treading on that one detail, then I admit it, I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail out of my testimony, all because I knew that you'd use it to cast suspicion upon me. Lord Pierce. But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean... you miserable wretch. Has openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens? Shut up! Shut your dirty peasant mouth! That woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. I was terrified when I saw her holding that bloody sword. My life was in danger. But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? The photo of the crime scene shows that the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there? What? Damn you! Damn you! Stealing? Why aren't you saying anything? What? Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together. How can I remain calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. And what do I get instead? Slander from some lowly defense attorney. You talk about justice, but you committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice, you just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shape liquid and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? Oh god, he basically just reused the same fucking pose that, who the fuck was it? Not, it was that, oh, who the fuck was it? Hold on, I gotta look this up. But it was from the fourth Ace Attorney game, canonically, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Who the fuck was he? Hold on. I'm gonna confirm the name. Christoph Gavin. Perfect. They basically just reused Christoph Gavin's sprite or pose here. My apologies, Your Honor. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious. The defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it. And what's that? I think you said it yourself. You see, it would have been a perfect crime, because any evidence to support that theory would have evaporated with that frozen blade. What? No! Then that means there would be nothing left of the murder weapon. You spun quite the tale here today, but in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me! What is this? You can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact that you lost. I despise people like you. You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people, but as long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
Empowered Eye. I can't believe that peasant pushed me this far. You've activated the Empowered Eye. With it, you'll be able to do more than see the witness's thoughts. You'll also be able to affect what they think about, project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts from him. You'll want to protect or project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight, and once the insight gauge is full, you'll have everything you need to implicate him. If only I could have used Frostwave, things would have been much cleaner. But using such an obvious spell would be akin to admitting that I'd done it. After all the trouble I went to, I can't believe that lawyer figured out the spell I used. Well, no matter. It's not as if there's any evidence to prove that I used it. I'm lucky that old fool had a bottle of water with him. Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave. Now wait a minute, Pierce. What does it know, you wretch? I'll say it as many times as you need to hear. You're right, Pierce. If he did use shape liquid on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely. Ah, it seems you've finally gotten that fact through your thick head. Bravo! But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid? What are you going on about? Pierce? Shape liquid doesn't just work on water. It works on all kinds of liquids. This shattered bottle contained the liquid that you cast your spell on, didn't it? That bottle... Pierce, I found a shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter. You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Luckily for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if we had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, will we find traces of transmutation magic? You little... That still proves nothing. So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? You still don't have a murder weapon. I wasn't finished, Pierce. What? You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water, it was soda. So, what difference does that make? A blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made out of soda would leave a puddle of dried residue. No, it can't be. I wondered why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we check the outline of that trace, I bet we'd find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used your magic on that soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate. Come on, boy, break the fuck down. Let's read that again. What do you have to say for yourself, Pierce? What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I am an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Steal when? First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself further. What? You can't be serious! Shut your insidious mouth. Well, what are you all waiting for? Take him away. Yes, take him away at once. We don't get a fucking breakdown? Come on! I mean, yeah, it's like that other Ace Attorney case where the dude just basically admitted to it. But that just, I don't know, without a proper breakdown, it just feels so lackluster. Like, I definitely like the other, I definitely like how some of this was set up. Definitely is unique and would be a lot better for the Ace Attorney series, but it's like, oh, come on, where's the breakdown? And so began my journey into the world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and I'll have my many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on and get justice for every one of my clients. Again, some things I think did better than Ace Attorney, others were on it. Well, again, this is objective, missing. So overall, I think this is fine so far. Hold on. Oh, so okay, I see how this works now. So we technically have to start a new game every time, and then we just have to do these cases individually. It's not like there's a progression or anything. You just do the case from start to finish. That's interesting. I mean, alright, it's kind of how the game works. But we'll pick up the case 2 tomorrow. I am kinda out of time today. It just hit the 3-hour mark. Says my streams are amazing, yet the account was created 25 minutes ago. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, sorry about that. Actually, no, I accidentally, out of habit, I reported that one for being a scam. It should have been a bot, but, yeah, overall, I think this is good for a spin-off. I do think that there are, like, some missing things that would have made this better. There are definitely... Okay, the account's already banned. Okay. There are definitely some things that I think were done even better than Ace Attorney, especially with, you know, again, having the argument and truly facing off against the actual culprit here. I definitely can't wait to see how the remainder of the story goes. Here's hoping that things start to pick up even more. With that being said, y'all all have a good one, and I will see y'all tomorrow with more Tyrion Cuthbert, attorney at the Arcane. Bye for now.